This is Sean McVeigh, Sean's Outdoor Adventures. In this video, I'm going to share some hunting with you. And I don't get a deer every single time I go out. And people also ask me, how do you balance it all out? How do you balance life, trying to get out hunting, being a father of four, things like that? I'm going to cover all that in this video. This first hunt, I was very annoyed. I got to the tree where I was hunting, or planning to hunt, and I thought my saddle was in the backpack. It was not. So I had to abandon ship and hunt from the ground. And as I'm getting set up on the ground, horseback riders come down through the woods. 10 minutes later, I clearly picked the right spot because a buck went running by me like 6 yards away as I'm still setting up. And I quick grabbed the GoPro, and I was actually setting up one of my GoPros, and I tried to film the buck with the GoPro. Of course, he ran and stopped about 20 yards away because he saw me. As soon as he was 6 yards away, and we both looked at each other at the same time. So I'm filming with the GoPro, and since I was holding it, but it seems like super far when you're filming with a GoPro. So after he got a little bit of a distance away and behind some trees, I quick grabbed my other camera, got a little footage of him. He was a little 6-pointer. And then I, set up, finished setting up for the rest of the hunt. And the horseback riders kept going up and down through the woods pretty much the whole time. And I was like, man, this is my first time trying the spot. I did not know that people decided to go through the woods with their horses around here. So that was a blown hunt. So my next time out, I go to a public land spot that I've never really hunted this time of year. And so I kind of did an observation sit. I sat in an area that could put me on deer, but they could also go through some of the other funneling areas around me. And I did see a mom, a doe, and a fawn working their way through the woods about 80 yards away. And so after the hunt was over, I got down and explored where they were headed as well as the main trails where I was sitting. And they kind of converge way up through the woods. So I will try that sometime in the future. So I'm feeling good about that. Looking forward to getting a chance to sit that spot. Now, those of you who've been following the news, you know that my area of Iowa got hit by a crushing storm called a derecho storm, and it really wiped out a lot of the trees for 50 miles. And one of the spots that I hunted in the past, I just got permission to hunt again, so I just showed up at the property for the first time, and it was annihilated. It used to be all forest, and I've harvested deer here. The forest is gone, on this particular property, and it was really limited as far as where the deer could even move because of all the downed trees down in the woods farther. And so I decided to be a little bit aggressive, do some calling. I did manage to call in a couple of little bucks, like spiky little 3-4 point type bucks. And once I saw that they were just young bucks, I stopped the calling, and that's all I saw for that hunt. Then I hunted a piece of private ground this morning, and I had a doe tag. I was looking to fill a doe tag, and I'm looking for an adult doe, not a fawn. So I look over and I see 2 fawns coming. I'm thinking, all right, cool. Where's mommy at? So then there's a third deer coming. I'm figuring, okay, that's the mother fawn. I mean, not fawn, the mother doe. And as that one's getting closer, it's clearly the biggest deer of the group. But as it got closer, I was like, wait a minute, is that actually a fawn, or is that a 1.5-year-old doe? And it was back in the woods to where I couldn't get a clear view of it. And as it finally got close enough to where I might be able to get a shot, I drew back, and it just took off running before it even stepped into my shooting window. My plan was to draw back and be ready, and then kind of just look at it and do a real good analysis of it when it was in my shooting window. But it just ran through, and then as it moved off, I drew back because I could get a shot down through the woods where it was at. But I was like, I think that's actually another fawn. I think this is 3 fawns. Sometimes it's tough to tell when you're looking at them. But I sort of have a thing, little, I don't know if you want to call it an agreement, understanding, what. But when I pray and talk to God, I just say, look, Lord, I'm a steward of the earth. I want to work with you to manage the deer. And if it's not meant to be, if you don't want me to, make a harvest, sometimes, just help me know by making it clear. I typically am looking for 20 yards or less shot and a good shot opportunity. And in this situation, the way that deer ran through my shooting window, I just got the impression that this one wasn't meant to be. Just let it go. So I just throw that idea out to, when I was younger and I felt like a pressure to produce videos because I really wanted to be a professional hunter and all that, I would be more inclined to take the shot, even if it wasn't the best shot. And as I've matured, I'm starting to back away from that a little bit and let go of the pressure to make videos. If I don't have footage to make a video, so be it. I want to make videos for God, in a sense. Like, I want to share faith through the videos. So if I don't have anything to share, then there's no video. But in this, I wanted to throw some of those ideas out. Like, you don't have to pressure or rush a shot or make a bad shot. Just get that understanding. All right, Lord, you know what? If your will is for me to get a deer, then give me a good opportunity, less than 20 yards or less, a good broadside shot, something like that, and just try to grow in that maturity. And as far as balancing it with life, I used to feel like the stress to get out every chance I could get to maybe get another deer. And I've been backing away from that, and just letting go. So this week I got to go out this morning, and I'm not going to get to go out again all week. And that's fine, because the reason why I could make time to go out, but I want to spend time with my family. I need to be a husband and father as well. And that needs to be an important component and priority in my life. And if I'm always out in the woods, then, it takes a toll on the family. So I'm at a peaceful place, and it's something that we really have to work towards. It's not necessarily easy for a lot of us. So I want to throw that idea out to you. We're doing this with God. If it's meant to be, it's going to be. You could take time away from your family and go out hunting every single day and not get anything. And you're going to be left, hopefully, questioning, okay, why am I not successful? Well, maybe you're just not meant to be. Maybe you need to do a little reflecting on where all your time is spent. If you could go back and do that week over where you weren't meant to get a deer in the first place, would you have spent more time with your family? For me, the answer is yes. And I think the more we grow in tune with God, we can kind of get a little bit of a sense if it's not meant to be. And in fact, there's plenty of times where I'm starting to get the sense like, hey, I don't think it's meant to be. But maybe I'll go out anyway and test it out and not see or get anything. And it's like, okay, well, the more I get in tune with that, the more efficient I can be with where I'm putting my time. I'm just throwing that idea out for all of you. I hope that it's something you will consider and ponder, and it'll make your life more wholesome, the more balanced you can be with it all, and be out in the woods when it's efficient or meant to be, and not necessarily wasting your time if it's not meant to be. Well, you get that adrenaline rush after you encounter a deer. And I was really wet because I didn't know it was supposed to rain all morning, but it rained for 2 hours. I was drenched when I was waiting for this encounter. So I'm cold and shaken. And of course, I got to text my friends about the encounter. So I'm like shaking like crazy trying to text, and I got a little footage of that. So again, I'm Sean McVeigh, Sean's Outdoor Adventures. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening to this and considering it. And make sure you get in on all the giveaways I'm doing. And next week is the Tethered Phantom Saddle giveaway. So make sure you go to the giveaways page of my website to check all that out. Until next time, take care and God bless.